We are looking at three geniuses with distinct technologies combined into one invincible suit. We have seen Iron Man's nanotech bleed like fluid silver, watched Black Panther's vibranium suit absorb the force of a tank shell, and we know Ant-Man can grow large enough to punch a Leviathan or shrink small enough to enter the quantum realm. Fusing them all creates more than just a suit of armor. It produces a theoretical weapon of mass destruction that solves every weakness the Avengers ever had. Today, we are building the impossible. Marvel relies on three pillars of super science. You have Tony Stark, the engineer who mastered energy and robotics; Shuri, the Wakandan prodigy who accessed the secrets of Vibranium; and Hank Pym, the physicist who broke the laws of mass and volume. Separately, they are incredible, but they have flaws. Stark's suits are versatile yet fragile. Shuri's tech is durable but range-limited, and Pym's powers are physically exhausting. Together, they cover every single blind spot. This project takes the Mark 85's adaptability, reinforces it with a Wakandan kinetic shell, and gives it the ability to change size at will. It forms a perfect closed loop of offense and defense. Iron Man's Mark 85 was a masterpiece, with a significant flaw. The gold titanium alloy, even as nanotech, could be ripped apart by Thanos. That changes now by replacing Stark's smart metal with Shuri's vibranium nanoweave. Imagine millions of microscopic robots made of pure Wakandan vibranium instead of standard metal. This solves the durability issue instantly, because vibranium doesn't just resist impact, it negates it. A punch from the Hulk wouldn't dent this suit, because the nanobots would simply absorb the kinetic energy and hold it. The suit becomes lighter, stronger, and practically indestructible to physical force. The physics gets wild here. Tony Stark's arc reactor is a legendary power source, generating gigajoules of energy per second, but it runs out. We saw it drain in Avengers Infinity War. Shuri's tech fixes this because her Panther habit absorbs kinetic energy and stores it as a purple charge. In our hybrid suit, we wire that absorption system directly into the arc reactor so that every enemy hit charges your battery. A missile strike doesn't damage you, it refuels your repulsors. The harder they fight, the stronger the suit gets, creating a feedback loop where the pilot benefits from taking damage. We pulled this specific topic from a comment on our last video, so a huge thank you to the community for being the creative engine behind this channel. We read everything, so if you have a crazy what-if idea, drop it down below, as the best ones get made into videos. Hitting subscribe while you're there really helps us keep the lights on. Now we add the chaos element of Pym Particles. Iron Man usually relies on missiles and lasers, but with Ant-Man's tech, the suit itself becomes the projectile. Pym Particles allow the user to shrink while retaining full mass. Imagine the Mark 85, weighing several hundred pounds, condensed into the size of a bullet. Flying at supersonic speeds with repulsors allows that tiny impact point to punch through starship hulls like wet paper. It is basically a human railgun. You don't need explosives when your fist hits with the force of a freight train, concentrated on a single square inch. Scott Lang has a major weakness when he grows giant, because he gets tired. The square cube law says that as you get bigger, your volume and weight increase way faster than your surface area and strength. That explains why Giant Man moves slowly and passes out. This suit fixes that issue. The vibranium nanobots can instantly reconfigure to support the structural load. As the pilot grows, the suit creates a rigid exoskeleton that carries the weight to spare the human inside. Plus, the arc reactor provides the energy needed to move those massive limbs, so the pilot doesn't collapse from exhaustion after 3 minutes. The Ant-Man and Wasp sequel demonstrated, through Ghost, that quantum energy can allow objects to phase through solid matter. Since Shuri analyzes everything, she would integrate a phasing module into this armor. If the vibranium shell takes too much damage, the pilot can simply desynchronize from reality. Lasers, punches, and energy blasts would pass harmlessly through the user. Combining this with Iron Man's heads-up display predicting attacks gives you a pilot who can turn intangible the exact millisecond an enemy fires. This would be expected, by the way, with the Great Square. Iron Man has repulsors, but Shuri prefers sonic cannons. In the first Black Panther, we saw her use Vibranium Gauntlets to blast enemies with sonic pulses. This is a key upgrade, because repulsors are heat and concussive force, which some enemies can resist. Sonic energy bypasses armor and rattles the target from the inside. It works on symbiotes, heavy armor, and glass. By mounting Shuri's sonic emitters on the palms alongside Stark's repulsors, the pilot can switch between burning holes in tanks and incapacitating living targets without killing them. Tony had Friday, while Shuri has Griot. The operating system for this suit would be a monster. We are talking about an AI that manages power levels and actively analyzes combat styles. Griot can pilot Wakandan ships remotely, which means this suit could operate autonomously as a drone, if the pilot is incapacitated. The AI would handle the complex math of Pym particle shrinking and growing in real time to ensure the user doesn't accidentally shrink into the microverse or grow too large for the environment. It takes the mental load off the pilot entirely. Most Iron Man suits are loud, arriving with a sonic boom and shiny gold plates. This hybrid suit introduces true stealth. Using the Wasp's tech, the suit can shrink to the size of an insect and fly silently. The pilot could fly inside an enemy base, or even inside an enemy's armor before expanding to full size. It acts as the ultimate Trojan horse. We saw Ant-Man do this to Iron Man in Civil War by sabotaging his suit from the inside. Now imagine doing that with a suit that has the strength of the Hulkbuster. The fight ends before it even starts. Both Stark and Shuri worked with medical tech. The Mark 85 used nano-coupe spray to seal wounds instantly, and Shuri has Kimoyo beads that can stabilize critical injuries. The inner lining of this suit would be a mobile emergency room. If the pilot takes damage from the sheer G-force of shrinking and growing, the suit automatically injects stabilizers and seals ruptures. It could keep a human alive in the vacuum of space or the pressure of the ocean floor for days. The suit doesn't just protect the body, it maintains it. The reason they didn't build this suit isn't the tech, but the personalities. Tony Stark was a control freak who refused to share his tech with the government or another sovereign nation. Hank Pym despised the Stark family as thieves and warmongers. Wakanda remained isolationist for centuries. Getting these three in a room without a fistfight would be harder than building the armor itself. The only time they might have collaborated was arguably Avengers Endgame, but they were busy trying to save half the universe. Few characters could actually stop this thing. Thanos, without the Infinity Stones, would break his sword against the Vibranium shell. Captain Marvel would see her photon blasts absorbed and fired back. The only real threats are magic or sonic disruption. We know Vibranium becomes unstable when hit with specific sonic frequencies, since that is how Killmonger defeated T'Challa. A villain like Claw, or a sorcerer like Doctor Strange who can warp reality would be the only counters. Physical force becomes irrelevant because you have to break the laws of physics to beat a suit that has already mastered them. The final question is about who wears it. It can't be Tony because he relies too much on intuition. It can't be Scott since he lacks the engineering mind to use the onboard fabrication systems. The perfect pilot is Shuri. She understands the Vibranium, has the reflexes of the Black Panther, and possesses the intellect to manage the Pym Particle calculations. Alternatively, an AI-controlled version, like an advanced Ultron without the genocidal tendencies, would be the most efficient user. In human hands, Shuri is the only one with the resume to handle all three power sets simultaneously. There is a terrifying downside to this creation regarding the cost. A single suit like this would likely cost more than the GDP of a small country. Vibranium is the most expensive substance on Earth. Pym particles are incredibly rare and unstable, and Stark tech is proprietary. Building an army of these is impossible. This would be a one king scenario, where whoever controls the suit controls the planet. It creates a power imbalance so severe that the Avengers themselves might have to destroy it, just to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. This specific suit remains a fantasy, but the MCU is slowly moving in this direction. Riri Williams as Ironheart is already using Wakandan-inspired designs, and the lines between tech trees are blurring. We might never see Tony, Hank, and Shuri build this exact armor, but the next generation of heroes will likely inherit a world where these technologies finally merge. The ultimate armor isn't just a cool idea. It is the inevitable future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The concept of a Stark, Pym, Wakanda hybrid suit proves that the strongest power in the Marvel Universe isn't magic or Infinity Stones, but collaboration. By covering each other's weaknesses, these three inventors could have built a god killer. It reminds us that even the smartest people in the room are stronger together. If you want to see us break down more impossible crossovers, or if you have a theory about how Dr. Doom might steal this tech, make sure to subscribe and let us know. See you in the next one.